Welcome and thank you for joining us here on UCTV News. I'm Julia LeBlanc.
And I'm Lindsay Kane.
We begin tonight with a shocking new study released by the World Health Organization this morning. Research shows that more than 92% of the world's population lives in areas where air quality levels are considered unhealthy. The study also revealed that more than 3 million deaths per year are linked to outdoor air pollution. This included death by cardiovascular disease, stroke, or lung cancer. In most of these deaths, nearly 2/3 of them occur in Southeast Asia and Western Pacific regions. The WHO says main factors of air pollution are inefficient transportation systems, coal-fired power plants, industrial activity, and household fuel and waste burning. But the WHO says humans are not the only contributors to air pollution. It can also be a result of natural causes too, such as a dust storm or a tornado.
With only about 6 weeks until the presidential election, if you plan on registering to vote, the time is now. Today is the National Voter Registration Day, and hundreds of events are happening across the U.S. to encourage registration. Here in Connecticut, officials are encouraging residents to register too. The DMV's new Motor Voter program here in state has already signed up to 20,000 people. Residents have until November 1st to register by mail or online. You can also register on Election Day, which is November 8th, but the Secretary of State's office is encouraging people to register ahead of time to avoid long lines on Election Day.
And now on to a troubling story right here out of Connecticut. A Newington couple is being accused of locking 2 of their 3 children in dog cages, physically abusing them and starving them. According to the Hartford Courant, these allegations came up after one of the kids was caught stealing a lunch from someone at school. The couple turned themselves in to Newington police on Sunday after hiding out in Pennsylvania during the investigation. The 2 were posted on a $250,000 jail bond and were arraigned in the Hartford Superior Court on Monday. Both suspects pleaded not guilty.
Last year, UConn's new Next Gen Residence Hall made headlines across the country. Now, the building is open and the Scholars House learning community is active. UCTV's Chloe Vincenti talked to students and faculty at Next Gen to get the latest update. Let's take a look.
It was a controversial topic across the nation last spring. A floor designed for black male students at a new residence hall at the University of Connecticut. But now that dorm is open and the students living here say they see nothing but opportunity.
Just knowing that when I step onto the 4th floor of the Next Gen building, I'm in an area where there's a lot of like-minded people.
Virgo is one of 50 male students a part of Scholars House, the scholastic house of leaders who are African-American researchers and scholars. It's one of UConn's newest learning communities on campus, located on the 4th floor of the newly built Next Gen Hall. After UConn announced the newest learning community, many critics came forward calling the Scholars House a form of segregated living.
When I think of segregation, it's really about putting someone in a substandard either housing or environmental situation and they're forced to do it. Our learning community is optional. All of the young men who are in our learning community say that they wanted to be in it for support, for camaraderie.
While the learning community is focused on improving support for African-American male students at UConn, the floor is open to males of all races and backgrounds. In addition to Scholars House, Next Gen houses 7 other learning communities and academic spaces.
Basically friends with pretty much everybody on every floor.
So what is the reason UConn decided to create Scholars House now?
It was the graduation rates. Currently, our graduation rate is at 55%.
According to UConn spokesperson Stephanie Reitz, despite African-American males having a low graduation rate on campus, they are meeting high academic standards. That's why the university decided they needed to implement the Scholars House as a learning community that would provide them with support and opportunity. Now, the Scholars House learning community has only been open for about a month at this point, but these students say they're excited for the future of this unique program. Here in Stores, I'm Chloe Vincenti, UCTV News.
UConn's Counseling and Mental Health Services kicked off Suicide Prevention Week yesterday with their own version of Project Semicolon. According to the Project Semicolon website, the grammatical symbol is used to show that your story is not over. UConn students gathered in the student union to paint Hope Rocks, where they wrote inspirational messages and drew pictures. Counseling and Mental Health Services is hosting daily events this week to commemorate those who have lost their lives due to mental illness and to raise awareness for what students can do to help themselves and others who are struggling with mental health issues.
Speaking of Suicide Prevention Week here at UConn, Shamikwa Holtzclaw will be speaking in the Student Union Theater tomorrow. Shamikwa Holtzclaw is a 3-time NCAA champion and former WNBA player whose battle with mental illness ended her career and almost ended her life. She will tell her story tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Student Union Theater. In other UConn news, students from the University of Connecticut who live in nearby off-campus apartments noticed something strange about their water last week. My co-anchor Julia LeBlanc went to the scene to get all the details. Let's take a look.
Usually when you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you go in the shower, and then you're on your way to start your day. Here at Cedar Ridge Apartments, that hasn't been the case for residents for over a month now.
Shampoo, conditioner, like everything is in here.
Salma Adil Yusuf has been carrying a new accessory since September, a duffel bag. She packs it every morning with clothes and toiletries, which she brings to a friend's house so she can shower. The water in Yusuf's home, like many other residents of Cedar Ridge, is discolored and leaves black residue behind. The general manager of the complex says the discoloration of the water is due to sediment from working on the lines. She says it is completely safe to drink and even bathe in.
Absolutely. I bathe my 15-month-old son in it, so he's good. He's still got all 10 fingers and all 10 toes.
It's unpleasant. And the bottom line is no person would ever want to consume or bathe water that doesn't look clear.
Armstrong says he's been working to find alternatives for students, such as temporary meal plans.
Our ultimate goal is to help students get focused on their academics, stay focused on their academics, and not focused on the issue at hand.
Yusuf says she is grateful to be able to eat on campus, since she cannot cook at home.
The university did provide us with meal plans because we called off-campus housing services and they've been working with us and helping us out.
The complex, however, offered Subway gift cards, 3 gallons of water, and possibly even a spot back on campus.
I like the privacy, I like the quiet. Why would I move back on campus? Why would I raise my tuition again?
Managers have been testing the water daily and say they have high hopes that it will return back to normal soon. In the meantime, fellow Huskies are reaching out to people like Salma. Students have been posting on UConn's Buy Yourself Facebook page, offering a place to shower for those who are living in Cedar Ridge Apartments. In Wellington, Julia LeBlanc, UCTV News. It's amazing to see what students have been having to deal with in Cedar Ridge. I mean, talking to some of the students and having them have to pack a bag every morning, get water bottles to brush their teeth. It's all nothing you want to do when you're paying money to live in an apartment where you should be able to shower.
Yeah, it seems like such a big hassle that these students have to deal with. I hope everything gets sorted out really soon.
I hope so. They're talking about checking the water every day, making sure that it's safe. They say it is safe, but it's just unpleasant.
Yeah, no, that's a shame. I mean, as long as all the kids are being safe and everything is, in health regulations and stuff like that, but still.
Right. Hopefully it gets picked up soon.
Hopefully. When we come back, UCTV's political correspondent Grace Gagnon breaks down yesterday's presidential debate. Stay tuned for more UCTV news right after the break.
Joining us now is our political correspondent, Grace Gagnon, to break down last night's debate at Hofstra University in New York. Grace?
Thanks, Julia. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump went head-to-head during the first of 3 presidential debates. Moderated by Lester Holt of NBC Nightly News, the debate explored 3 topic areas: achieving prosperity, America's direction, and securing America. Holt's first question asked why the candidates would be a better choice to put more money in the pockets of Americans. Clinton responded first and said we need to build an economy that works for everyone, which means raising minimum wage and equal pay for women's work. Trump says he plans to reduce taxes from 35% to 15% for companies and small and big businesses. Trump also said we need to stop companies from leaving the United States and firing all their people. On the tax front, Trump and Clinton defended their opposing views. Trump calls for tax cuts for the wealthy, while Hillary Clinton calls for a tax increase on the wealthiest Americans. When Clinton brought up Trump not releasing his tax returns, Trump said he would release his tax returns as soon as Clinton released her 33,000 deleted emails. Clinton and Trump debated on race relations and gun control, in which Trump called for law and order, while Clinton said trust needs to be restored between communities and the police. The debate concluded after the final segment when Clinton and Trump debated on the 21st century cyber war, ISIS, and nuclear weapons.
That debate was definitely unlike any other, and I know there's a lot of talk going on right now. I wonder what UConn students have to say about it.
You know, I'm wondering what they're thinking about the debate too. I actually am going to go on campus tomorrow and just find out exactly what everyone is thinking.
And that's your Campaign 2016 update with UCTV's Grace Gagnon. Be sure to watch next week for more updates on the race to the White House.
And that will just about do it for us tonight here at UCTV News.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube channel for constant updates about what's going on around Yukon, Connecticut, and the U.S. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night.